Hello and welcome to Respect, the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest weekly podcast. My name is Micaya and I am your host. And this is Brandy Beasley. She's my fantastic co-host this year.
Hello, y'all. DanceFest.
Yeah, it's almost time at this point. If you haven't gotten your tickets, there might not even be any. I hope you have your tickets and you're excited as we are for the 26th annual San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest.
Yeah, 26. Right? Yeah, you heard it right. 26 years, baby.
Older than most of you people listening right now.
Right? Oh my
Older
goodness.
Than probably some of the people that'll be on stage. Think about that.
Oh my goodness.
Think about it.
I have not thought about that before. Yes. So, wow, that's blowing my mind right now. So I'm just taking a minute to wrap around that. Like,
wait, let me give you one more. Think about the children that were on stage in the first and the second, how grown they are. Tariq, Dominique, right? Wow. Those are the first two. That, like, Tariq has got his own dance company. Dominique is dancing with Janet Jackson.
Wow.
You know, these children are grown and dancing and professionals and doing their thing. And they were this big
for the first
stage. We have video of it.
Wow.
Just
killing it.
You know, and people would go crazy.
You know, I was just thinking about, before we got on, I was thinking about how we do, let all the kids on stage after that Sunday matinee show, and just the inspiration. I was thinking, like, I always bring my kids and I see my youngest really starting to come into her own, to where I'm like, oh, okay, let me figure out, I think I was talking to you one day about, like, I got to find a breaking class for her. I got to find this because I have to cultivate it. And, I bring her every year, and it's just like keep kind of pumping that into her, that inspiration, and then letting her get on that stage. Oh my gosh, that's so powerful. After you see all of these just wonderful companies get up here and just lay it all down, and to be able to go and get some of that energy from the stage after they finish.
Yes. Oh, hold on to your heart, people, because on the Sunday noon show, if you plan to come, we allow all children to get on stage after the show and dance their hearts out. And let me tell you, do they? And even if you don't like kids, you can't help but think it's the cutest thing ever. And I love children, and it hurts my heart. It's
just so full. It starts to stretch and it's like uncomfortable because it's so full. Yeah.
Raw. It's just, they've sat there, like Brandy said, and watched and been inspired, and you can just see all of this, and they need to kind of try some of those things, and they need to do their own thing. And It is beautiful. San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest is at the Palace of Fine Arts this year on November 9th, which is a Saturday. The 7 p.m. show, if you do choose to come to that one, you will be able to participate afterward on stage in our Freestyle Soul Train contest.
Yes.
Where, no matter how old you are encouraged to come up on stage. Last year we had little kids, we had grandmas, we had everybody in between. You strut your stuff, do your thing. People had so much fun. People that watched had so much fun. And the winner got how much money?
500.
A lot of money for just doing the double bump a few times. Come on. So that happens on Saturday night, November 9th. We already spoke about November 10th, the noon show. And then our last closing show is at 5 p.m. on Sunday, November 10th. So we have 2 shows on Sunday. And that show, as soon as the show is over, you just walk into the lobby, and guess what? There'll be a party right there waiting for you with drinks and foods and award ceremonies and a DJ. Get out. All for the included price, included in the price of the ticket. So it's going to be another thrilling weekend of a celebration of Bay Area art.
Exactly.
Art that uplifts, art that enjoys, art that excites, art that makes you think, art that makes you wonder, art that makes you cry, art that makes you feel things, all the things that we need in order to live our lives. Art.
Art that makes you want to get up in that Soul Train competition after the show, okay?
All that. So today, y'all, we are finally speaking to someone outside of the United States of America.
All right.
You like my accent?
Your American accent?
Oh, American. Yes, and so I'm thrilled. So
all right. That was
tell
hilarious.
us, who do we have today as our incredibly beautiful guest and talented?
Yes. So we're so lucky to have a representative from AMS, and that's the dance company called Andy Michelle Shadari. We have Marie here with us. I'm so excited to talk to her. So the dance company AMS is a young dance company created by the dancer and choreographer of the same name. And it's made up of multiple dancers who've just entered the professional dance scene, and they bring a fresh perspective to the dance world. It's more than 15 dancers from different backgrounds, and they have different training. So they're each bringing their own flavor to the company. And many of them have trained and worked on projects in Canada, Europe, and here in America. So while the company reflects diversity and versatility, the dancers share a common goal, and that's to evolve through the dance world and to travel and work together to share their passion with audiences. Welcome, Marie.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Tell us, where are you right now?
I am currently in Montreal.
Yes.
Welcome from Montreal. So, I think I need to know about Montreal. What's the dance scene like there?
Honestly, there's so many dancers, so many talents here in Montreal. We have different styles, street styles, a lot of people doing battles, choreographing in studios as well. So Montreal is hungry for dance, and we're all about passion over here.
Yes. Were you raised there?
I was born and raised in Montreal, yes.
Oh, cool. So when did you start dancing?
I started dancing when I was 4 years old, actually. And my mother was a dancer as well. She danced a lot. So I like kind of followed her path. Started in the ballet jazz. And then throughout the years, I discovered more of the hip hop styles, heel styles even. So I'm trying to touch a little bit of different bases. But yes, that's it.
Yes. I always encourage dancers to not just do one thing. It doesn't water down what you're learning. It just helps you understand the scope of the whole universe. That there's many planets, and they all kind of like work together.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Like languages.
Could have said it better.
Right? Yeah, I'm fortunate that I had so many different things. I learned how to be lifted, and then I also learned how to be grounded. And it's good to know both. You just ground and you don't know how, to feel that like lift, then you're missing out on, the duality of life. Of death.
Yes, totally. It brings like the uniqueness of it as well, because then you merge, like you're saying, you merge both worlds together, and then it brings out the real authenticity of you as a dancer, as a performer.
Yes. And how long have you been dancing with AMS?
I've been dancing with AMS since actually 2015. Wow. So almost 10 years now. Yes. So we've been together like, because it's a program that started. So each member is starting at a different year. But for myself, I started since 2015 with Andy Michelle.
When you have dancers that last that long, that means something's good. I have dancers that are with me 10, 12 years. Brandy was with me for, I don't know how long.
At least 5, 6 years, probably. I mean, because I mean that the way it can cycle. I mean, we've all seen with some dance companies where every year it's new members leaving and going, which is natural. But like, yes, when you have people who are staying, they see the potential, and they also, I think, see that the potential is being brought out of them, and that, you know, the company itself really cares for them as an artist and a person, so you can grow together. It becomes family.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're being treated pretty okay. You know, I'm out of here. Y'all are mean to me or whatever. Like, it means something. So that's a long time. And then so you did come to the San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest the one time you all did perform in 2019, yes?
Yes.
So this is your second time, right?
My second time, yes. And I've been to San Francisco, especially for the event. So it's nice to know that you go there for a reason, and to do your passion somewhere else than Montreal. It always feels like it's a little oomph in the heart that you've made it.
Yes, and you all performed 2 pieces that year.
Yes, we did.
But this year you're performing 1 piece. What's the name of your piece?
All in One.
All in One. And who choreographed it? Did all of you choreograph it, or just Andy?
It's Andy Michel that choreographed it. There is some pieces like more of a freestyle. So when it's freestyle, it's more of an authenticity, but he gives us like a guideline. But Andy Michel Chadari is the choreographer of the piece.
And when he choreographed it, you were the original one of the dancers, or did you learn it from someone else?
I was one of the original. The 5 that are going to perform in San Francisco are all the original members of this piece.
And so his process is, does he do it like on the spot? Does he have choreographic phrases and things before he enters rehearsals? Does he have, ideas? How's his process in choreographing?
Yeah, I feel like for every choreographer, it's always different. With Andy Michel, there's like 2 sides. There's one side when it's choreographed, he brings us the choreography, we do it, then we put it into the piece so that it's more personal as well. But then there's some stuff that sometimes you might think of, and then when you come on in the practice, it's different. So there's stuff that we try, some essai erreur, how we like to call it. So we do try some stuff on spot as well, but he always has an idea of what he wants to put on front, and then we try stuff, and sometimes he has specific choreographies already made.
Wow. And so I love the fact that he chose all instrumental music. Love it. I mean, we were watching the piece earlier, and that's what struck me the most. It allows you to fully immerse yourself in this dance. You don't have the word distraction, and you all are giving us like all the layers and nuance of your musicality because of that. And I think that's a very sophisticated decision in this case for this particular dance.
Yes, absolutely. And I resonate with what you're saying, that it is sometimes when you have lyrics and something, you just relate on the lyrics, but now you don't have that. So you have to go deep inside, and it's your vulnerable side that you're showing to the whole world, to the whole audience. But it's this process that you're going into, that when you do perform it on stage afterwards, it's like, okay, we've done it for a reason, and not just we're copying some moves, but we're putting ourselves on stage in front of the crowd.
Oh my gosh. So when we were watching it, I wrote down layers, and you said that, Micaya. I also wrote down versatility, and I also wrote down, like, speaking to what you just said, that you know that you're putting your vulnerability out there, and the audience sees that. They feel it. They know that you are offering them yourself up on that stage. And when you don't have the lyrics, that makes it a bit easier, because we might have this connection with the lyrics of the music, and usually if it's lyrics, it's more popular music that everyone's heard, so that can kind of be something that is kind of filtering what you're seeing. And so with this, it's like the filter's gone, and you get that rawness.
Absolutely. And
go ahead.
No, sorry. I just wanted to add as well that because we have all different styles. Like some people are more comfortable in Afro dance. Some of us are more. We're all comfortable in hip hop, but we all have like another dance style that we practice. Some people are more into crump. So it's nice also to see that all the styles are just coming together to present just one piece. So all in one basically means we're all coming together. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, and it's very apparent that everyone is bringing what they do and how well they do it. So, what is it like to perform the piece for you? How do you feel when you do it?
I like that question. Yeah. Honestly, at first, because for me, being vulnerable, I do not speak about my feelings. It's something I have to work on, but I don't like speaking about my feelings. I like to dance my feelings because my dance is my type of communication. So this piece allows you to, someday you might feel a certain way, another day you might feel another way. So the way that you're going to project and the way that you're going to perform it is going to be affected by your mood as well. So I we always like to say it's normal to be uncomfortable, and it helps you grow when you're uncomfortable in a situation. So we all have to bring out our emotion on stage. It's not always comfortable, but since we've been dancing together for a long time as well, it brings that family that we were talking about. So it's our second family that we know, okay, I don't have to talk to you about my feeling, but you know how I feel while you see me dancing. So it's just this sense of like relief actually that I'm feeling when I perform.
Ooh, that's a good feeling.
Right.
Wow. I tell my students, my favorite part when I'm teaching is when they surrender. And I guess it's the same thing of like what you're saying is vulnerability. When they finally give up a little bit, because you see, I don't know if you teach, but you see students and they fight. They're fighting the song, they're fighting in their head, they're fighting you, they want to do everything their way. And then at some point, maybe a little bit, they kind of let go. And then all of a sudden, the magic happens, the vulnerability, all of the surrender is where it comes from. And then we can start going somewhere from there. But that, you, me, Andy, Michelle, has to create safe space for that, because I'm not going to surrender if I don't feel safe. And it sounds like you all have created such a family, like you said, and a place where you all have been creating together that you can create in a safe place so that you don't feel judged if you do something that, you took a risk, but it wasn't that great. And that's okay. You just keep moving. You do the next thing.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was it's crazy. I'm on this podcast, I get the feels. I'm usually one getting goosebumps or getting a little misty-eyed, but when we were watching the piece, it's not even necessarily the style that I was picking up on, but I was getting like Soul Force memory vibes. And here I am, I'm getting a little misty-eyed. And to hear you talk about and agree with how, I always felt like when I showed up for rehearsal, if I was in a crappy mood, nobody was like giving me a hard time for that. It was just like, oh, okay, Brandy needs some space. Cool. So I just always felt there was this tolerance, and that's what allows you to go into the studio and know that you can just like release and let go, do the dance, however, that's really special to have. That is really special to have.
Soul Force it is the name of my dance company. That's what she was referring to. Yeah. Okay. So then, so you kind of briefly mentioned what you bring to like the company. What are the different things that you do dance wise? You said you do heels, and what was the other stuff?
Yes, I do hip hop. I do heels. I go in crump here and there. I tap in, I tap out, but I did touch crump because it is a very emotional type of dance as well. So I would say that are my most three things. Even I like to say experimental, but I don't define it as a style, but as a way of projecting or like performing with emotion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you learned all of that in Montreal, or did you go anywhere to learn these things?
It's mostly in Montreal. Andy Michel is my mentor, so I've learned from him. I've learned from other people in Montreal as well, and people that have come to Montreal. I did travel as well for like trainings and stuff. So, like you were saying, you were talking before about teaching. So, I am a teacher as well. I am a choreographer as well, and a professional dancer. So, I find it also interesting to tap into those three, because then you have the role of everybody. So you see when to be a dancer, when to be a choreographer. Okay, he means this, so he wants me to project it this way. And then when you're a teacher, oh yes, I'm asking my students to not be shy and just let go. So I have to do it myself as well. So every person that comes, even though it's not a teacher or a choreographer, but I feel like every people that you meet in life, for myself, I believe that it's for a reason. And it just puts more value to the final project that you're going to bring.
That's some wisdom. That's
Mm-hmm.
wisdom. You want to understand the full spectrum because get it. And even as a producer / curator, artistic director, the reason why this has grown is because I want to treat the dancers the way I would want to be treated if I were coming. Oh, my fight has been, how can I pay for their flights? How can I put them in a hotel? How can I feed them? Can I get, massage therapists backstage? These things, I don't think that a producer is going to think of as their top priority. Their top priorities are going to be all the other things in, the corporate kind of mentality. Mine is artistic first. The quality, obviously, of the show, but of the quality of the treatment of these professionals. And had I not been a dancer and a choreographer, this
Right.
this festival wouldn't even be. It'd be whack.
It wouldn't have made it. It would not have made it to 26 without the passion, because also the people who, work with you to help make it happen. And also the people who apply, the companies, it just wouldn't be the same if it weren't you.
Yeah. And then there's all of like, why am I doing this? And who are you? Coming out of nowhere, not even in the community, not in the culture, me being a very clearly non-Black human being. What am I doing? So there's a lot of respect, not only to the culture and community, but to dance in general, to so much that, I put into this for 26 plus years, because even before DanceFest, I did, grassroots shows in San Francisco that had hip hop dancers in it. And that's when I was like, damn, we have some incredible dance companies here in the Bay. And they are just getting hired for these little pissy little gigs at clubs where they get a closet for a dressing room and treated like crap. And there's gin on the floor that they have to dance on. Come on, don't even get me started. I'm getting worked up. And I'm like, this is not right. Who would do that to a ballerina? Anyway, I got a rampage.
But if I may ask, because I love what you're saying, and that's I don't want to talk for everybody, but for myself, that's what I love going there as well, is because it feels like a human environment. It's not just, okay, go there, you need to do this, and that's it. Even like meeting the other performers, everybody's so nice. Everybody's so like, the environment is a safe space and a human space that, like, the physical therapist, honestly, it's maybe one or two other places I've been that has that. But other than that, people don't think about those stuff. But it is your work. Your body is your piece of work that you need to take care of. So I just want to say thank you, honestly, because we do see a difference when we come to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And because there's not that competition or battle atmosphere, you all connect with each other. And I've seen so many times where somebody is flying somewhere to teach them their particular style. And, like you were saying, you do crump. I've got crumpers coming. They're the ones on the flyer, this year. Freedom, not my thing. Freedom and his dancers are performing this year. And I went down to Los Angeles and took this incredible picture among others, so, and we've got JIT dancers, so these are iconic, legendary people that you can, learn from and, vibe off of and exchange. And I think that's community in the planetary sense, like that, obviously we have the internet and we can learn off of that, but this is IRL, as the kids say. IRL. I feel like there was something that you said but I went on my rampage. Do you guys have anything to say? I'm going to rest. Y'all go ahead and talk.
You're going to rest. You're going to recover from your rampage.
Yeah. And okay.
Okay. So in watching the piece, there's no music, there's no lyrics, which is wonderful. And so that allows me to really focus in on what the dancers are doing in their bodies. And I feel like back to the layers, the piece recognizes that I'm watching, and that not only like I'm watching, but there's all these different people and personalities watching. And I feel like there's always something for my eye to be drawn to. And then I realize there's something else going on. So it's just, I really feel like this piece, and maybe this is what the company just does regularly, is just the giving. You are giving to me with this piece. And so I just thank you. Thank you for that. Yes.
Thank you.
It's all about me, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You could tell when dancers are in their moment, in the present. And that's not easy, isn't it? I think there's certain things that dancers always strive for. And one of them is to be in that very moment, not be thinking about what they're about to do and what they just did. And the other thing is to find that place where they're not trying too hard, but they don't look like they're chill. Like they're not like tense, but they're also like, in there. And that's like harder. It's like a lifelong thing that we all are looking for. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I totally agree. And it is so, let's say that Andy's pieces are never, you're always out of breath. It's like, it's a go, 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 which is very good for us, but meaning that you have to bring it, but you can't show that you're tired, but you still have to be in it. So it's a very good challenge.
Yeah. I realized that this year, many of the pieces that I booked for this festival are very high energy. It is kind of got some of this, because I love to take people on a journey. It's got some real artistic stuff. It's got some real intense, but I definitely am keeping people like this, this year. Like, and your piece is it's kind of a mixture of both. It's super artistic, but super high energy at the same time. It's this mixture.
Mm-hmm. Yes, totally.
Yeah, and it's called All in One, and they're from Montreal. There are 5 dancers, yeah, and one of them is Marie, and there's 4 other dancers. They're all coming from Montreal. They're called AMS, and they're going to be performing November 9th and 10th with 9 other dance companies from Paris, from Milwaukee, from Detroit, from Los Angeles, and from here in the Bay Area. sfhiphopdancefest.com is where you will get your tickets. If you haven't gotten them already, I would snatch them up quick. We're talking about a legendary event that is crucial to Bay Area arts here. We need this. Like we already spoken about it, it's important. It's something that everybody tells me is their favorite show once they've come once. They're like, we don't miss this. We love it. I came here 10 years ago with my husband. Now we bring all our kids. And, they got all these children. And I hear the stories every year about the people who absolutely wouldn't miss it. It is their favorite show. It is so special and unique. So get your tickets. And today I really loved having us together, you know, talking and just talking about dance, talking about what a little bit of it's like in Montreal. And honestly, I really would love to go to Montreal. So you might see me. Maybe wait till it warms up because I think it's about to get cold. But I really do want to go because I've never been, and I hear nothing but good. Nothing but great. And there's so many great dancers, like so many. Oh, and think about 113 dance companies applied this year for the festival. I am gonna guess at least 15 of them were from Montreal.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Like,
wow.
They were so good. And it was like, oh my God. Wow. So whatever y'all are doing over there, it's gotta be good. So thank you, Marie. I know I'm not saying it as well as you are. Marie.
Yes.
Marie. And
Marie, yes.
Marie. And thank you, Brandy. I can't wait to see you in November, and I can't wait to see the other dancers. Everyone, please take care of yourself. We will see you in November. Until we see you again, much love and much
respect, y'all.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.